The best leaders light fires in others, says Dave Kraft. This means awakening a passion in others, giving them a clear vision about the future, and empowering them with a deep conviction about that vision and practical steps toward that vision. Of course, in any church, organization, company, group, we know that meetings are necessary, and the dangers of badly run meetings are many. Attention, energy, vision, all of this can get deflated and diverted and lost if it's too long, if there's too many details, even if there's not a clear and relevant purpose. All of this can snuff out passion and really the dynamic and the creativity and the energy that we want in our teams. Recently, I had two very different experiences of meetings that I was running. One is what I would call a success. Everyone was participating. We were creatively overcoming obstacles and thinking of ways to do better, what we did in the last season, getting excited about the vision and the mission and the next season as a team. And the other meeting was a total failure. But I like what Jeff Goins says, success isn't a byproduct of failure, it's a direct result of failing well. So with that in mind, I want to offer some humble, brief observations about how we as leaders can run meetings that light fires in other people. The first, prepare. Now, all week I had prepared the agenda, I had edited and reformatted certain materials, but the morning of the meeting I didn't have hard copies of the materials printed. So I got up early, I left the house, I scrambled around looking for a place to get these copies and materials printed off, and I was just out of my wits running around. If we want to run meetings well, gotta be prepared and even have the hard copies ready. 2, be on time. As it is from running around so much, I ended up getting there 10 minutes late. Some people would say not a big deal in a Latin American context, like where my wife and I are serving currently. But even so, as a leader, I think it communicates really strongly about the value of the people and the team, the commitment to the cause and the vision, and the importance of what's about to happen in the meeting, that I am on time. It's also an issue for me of integrity. If I say I'm going to be there at a certain time, I want to be there at a certain time. I'm not responsible, it's not my place to judge when other people get there. But I am responsible for when I get there. And as it turns out, another couple had actually gotten there on time and was waiting for me to open the church when I got there. Now the third and fourth observation I want to tie together. The third is make sure that everybody knows everyone else there and why they're there. And the fourth is make sure that everyone understands the purpose of the meeting. I had invited another couple who was interested in participating in the future in this team, just to come and see the dynamic and get a feel for the culture and how we run meetings, how we encourage one another, how we take steps forward. The other people that are already team members and ministry leaders know this couple from the church, but they were thinking, maybe they're here because we're doing training for them. They weren't very clear why that couple was there. It would have been as simple as saying, to use some names, Joe and Sally have come to get a feel of the culture and see how we do team building and team strengthening meetings. That way they would have known why they're there, and also that it would have communicated clearly the purpose of the meeting. People would have known how to participate, exactly why we were there. As it was, some people thought it was a training for them, and the couple that I had invited thought it was just a regular meeting. Well, it turned out it wasn't either, because I didn't communicate well. So it's important that everyone knows each other and understands why other people are there, and that everyone understands the purpose of the meeting. The fifth observation is let others participate as soon as possible. Part of the agenda that I had set was just reiterating and reinforcing 4 basic commitments that we have as this team. But I ended up talking way too much, practically giving a speech, telling stories and anecdotes, and by the time that I asked others' input and how their experience had been in reference to these commitments, again, they weren't exactly sure how to participate, exactly what to say, and it's important to get people participating as soon as possible. Everybody on the same table in the same thing. And the last thing that has to do with that, enjoy freedom. Now, there is a purpose, there is an agenda for these meetings, but as you invite participation, it's important that people feel valued, people feel dignified. And so people will be sharing their comments, and probably it will be necessary to rein comments in and remind people of the purpose. But there's a way to lead without being rude, without interrupting, without making people feel stupid. When people feel valued and dignified, then that will create the energy on our teams that we want. Now, may we lead well, even in meetings, lighting fires in others and in the teams that we're leading.